Bendix's ultimate four-wheel drive brake upgrade kit for Colorado is a must-have modification to ensure that your Holden can stop under a heavy braking load. This kit features ultimate four-wheel drive brake pads and rotors, braided brake lines, and is available from mechanics and automotive retailers.
You're American, Bill. That's what's so embarrassing about this entire charade. Nobody's saying she should be put in prison. We're saying you should be embarrassed. You should have second-hand, first-hand embarrassment.
It ain't even about the simple fact of being embarrassed. It's just the simple fact of knowing how your sales is going to be, knowing how you as a person. I just look at the fact that obviously things change. I mean, I'm a small YouTuber. When I started doing these type of videos, the first time, reacting to these, I lost a lot of people. And that's just me being a small YouTuber. In his type of business, and he's been doing it for so long, when you lose a lot of those people, and a lot of those people already know who you are, and they're fans of, Trump, okay?
No, for me to just character, I don't even think I've read the script. I thought that's the character. No, for me to just character, I don't even think I've read the script. I thought that's the character. No, for me to just character, I don't even think I've read the script. I thought I got the character.
A new video came out recently that I want to take a look at by a YouTube creator and friend of the channel known as Carl Jobs. Shout out to my good friend Carl Jobs, chat. And in fact, he gave me a heads up that this video would be coming soon. So we're going to take a look at this video. You guys know we recently watched the video from him and also the video from Mudahar going over the controversy with Gerard the Completionist and their Open Hands charity and their charity events known as Indieland, where they were accepting tons of money. If I remember correctly, it was like $650,000 worth of donations they were collecting. They were supposed to be going to organizations dedicated to like research for dementia and stuff like that. And the charity that he started was in his mom's honor, like who suffered from dementia before she passed away. And we found out that they've been doing these charity events and raising all this money for like 10 years, chat, over a decade. And the money, none of the money ever went where it was supposed to go, chat, which is just, I can see this thing falling through the cracks maybe 1 year, maybe if you're being extra charitable, even 2 years. But 10 years of accepting donations, okay? 10 years of accepting donations and somehow not making it to the charity that they were supposed to go. That is the most bizarre thing I have ever heard. Okay, chat? But we covered that stuff before. We talked about, the videos that were put out by Carl Jobs and, some ordinary gamers a while back. Those videos also featured a phone call, or a Discord call, rather, with Gerard, where he kind of explains the situation from his perspective. Pretty much admits that, yeah, the money hasn't been going where it's supposed to be going. They claim they've known it for the past year, but just a month prior to the call, they were telling people that it was still going where it was supposed to be going, even though, according to them, they knew by that time that it wasn't going where it was supposed to go. It just, the whole thing's like a very bizarre story. But I'm rambling at this point. Carl put out a new video with additional updates on the situation, and I got the okay from him to check it out. So we're going to go ahead and check it out. Let's go ahead and take a look at the video. Without further ado, play that shit. Here we go, and let me pause my music so we can listen to this. All right, let's get this party started, chat.
Hello, you absolute legends. Just over 2 weeks ago, I released a video covering the Open Hand Foundation, the charity organization that was created by the YouTuber The Completionist and his family. I outlined how in 10 years of operation, the Open Hand Foundation has not contributed a single dollar of the money that it has received from the public, despite the fact that...
That's what I'm saying. So at that time, from what we had understood, they had raised about $650,000 over the course of 10 years. And not a single fucking penny. Not a single one. And keep in mind, this is according to their publicly available tax filings. Okay? Publicly available tax filings from their charity organization, Open Hand. Not a single penny of those donations have gone to the causes that they claimed they were going to. In 10 years. How the fuck did that happen?
The completionist, named Gerard Khalil, has been saying for many years it has been supporting various charities.
And so we just, every year, we try to raise as much money as possible, and then we go work with, Alzheimer's Association of America.
Do you know where it says November? So early in November, I guess this is a podcast that he does with these other creators who I'm not familiar with, I'm going to be completely honest. But here he was, earlier this month, prior to his call with some ordinary gamers and Carl Jobs, earlier this month, talking about how the money was still going to the charity. But in the call that he had after this appearance on the podcast, that he had with Carl and Muda, he said that he had found out that it wasn't going where it was supposed to go. Okay? So if you know an entire year prior that the money is not going where it's supposed to go, why are you still publicly telling a year later that it's going where it's supposed to go?
Oh, shit.
You know what I mean, chat?
It was at this moment that he knew he fucked up.
University of
doesn't go where he's publicly telling people who are donating that it's supposed to go, then yeah, that would be charity fraud. Absolutely. You know, I've seen a lot of creators do really scummy things over the years, but I think one of the scummiest things that you can do is take advantage of people who want to donate to a good cause, and instead of sending the money where you're telling people it's going to go, pocketing that shit. And to be clear, we don't know necessarily if that's what happened. We don't know if that money got pocketed. We don't know what happened to that money. According to the call that Gerard did with Carl Jobs and Muda, it's still sitting in the bank account. Now, I have my doubts that that's the case, because I feel like if it was still sitting in the bank account, there would be no excuse to not donate it to the appropriate causes by now. And as far as we know, that hasn't fucking happened. So the way I'm looking at it, you know, me looking at it from here, I'm like, okay, if the money's still there, you have no excuse to not donate it then, right? So why have you not donated it then? You know what I mean? So, yeah, it doesn't look good, okay? It doesn't look good.
Over $650,000 worth of donations it had received. And when me and Mudaha spoke with Gerard, he assured us they still had all of the money and were ready to donate it. However, since that time, nothing has happened. Gerard and the Open Hand Foundation have been radio silent since my video dropped.
That's the craziest thing about this, okay? We have literally one of the biggest scandals currently going on in the social media sphere. Somebody is being accused of stealing hundreds of thousands of dollars in donations, okay? Essentially committing charity fraud, all right? And they haven't made a single statement since. Not a single public statement made by the Open Hand Foundation, not a single public statement made by Gerard, no proof shown to the public that the money still exists in the bank account, and most importantly of all, no proof shown that the money has been contributed to the appropriate causes. And it's been, what, 2 weeks now? That is fucking bizarre, Chad. This is so bizarre. Absolutely fucking bizarre.
We have had no confirmation the money still exists. No confirmation it has been donated, and it more or less seems like they are burying their head in the sand and ignoring the situation.
Yeah. If you feel like that.
The silence is deafening. But I think there is a very good reason why they are hiding. There is more to this story than meets the eye, and the situation is much worse than we had previously let on. In my previous video, I spoke about Indieland, the charity marathon hosted by the Completionists. But Indieland isn't the only charity event that Open Hand runs. In fact, it's only half of the story. Open Hand also holds a charity golf tournament, which pulls in tens of thousands of dollars in sponsorships every year.
I don't know if you guys remember, but when I initially covered this story, if I remember correctly, I think I talked about the fact that, oh, they also do like a golfing charity, right? And at the time, I don't think it crossed my mind to ask, like, how much money was raised through the golfing charity. Because the only money we know about now is the money that was earned through Indieland, right, Chad? But as far as I know, like, we didn't know how much money was being made through this golfing event. So, Chad, that's what this video gets into. This video starts to ask a very important question, okay? We already know that the money that you guys earned through Indieland hasn't gone to the charity that it's supposed to, okay? Well, what the fuck happened to the golfing charity event money? What makes the golfing event charity money even crazier, as you'll see a second in the video, is that the golfing charity event isn't like publicly broadcasted donation amounts, like with Indieland. You know, they're doing a live stream, and you can see the donations as they come in, because they're doing through Tiltify and stuff like that. You see the dollar amounts that are coming in through Indieland. We have no fucking idea whatsoever how much these events are earning, because these events are sponsored by sponsors. You see Snapple here, you see whatever Core-Mark is, Coca-Cola, Pepsi, Monster Energy. These are big name corporate entities that are sponsoring the event, and sponsorship money that is supposed to be going to these charities. Where is that sponsorship money going? As far as we know, we don't know where it's going. In fact, chat, as crazy as it sounds, it seems like this sponsorship money isn't even being accounted for in their tax filings. Oh shit, oh shit. Oh boy, Chad, this is about to get real fucking bad.
Per year. And the interesting thing about the money the golf tournament raises is that it seems to disappear. Thanks to the completionists who rushed out to defend him, Trivey claimed that because Gerard hadn't spent the money, it wasn't stolen. But in my opinion, this is misguided.
I have to say, Chad, I know I'm pausing a lot, but hey, if you haven't watched the Sixer stream, you don't know that I'm real positive. I'm positive in this bitch, but Chad, oh boy, this is so bad. This is so bad on so many fucking levels.
Certainly because this argument is nonsensical. I mean, if I steal $100 from you and don't spend
That's
it...
what I was going to say. I'm sorry, I lost my point for a second. There were so many bizarre defenses of Gerard in this situation. Like, I think the funniest one was, it was Pro Jared's stupid ass came out to defend Gerard, and it was clear to me that Pro Jared didn't watch the fucking video. Pro Jared never watched. Can I find that stupid fucking defense that Pro Jared gave? If I remember correctly, it's in Mudahar's last video on this topic. Let me see if I could find Some Ordinary Gamers. Let me see if I can find his last video on the topic. Because he literally shows a screenshot in this video of the dumbest defense I had ever seen of a creator involved in a controversy.
That was me, Mudahar.
Let me see if I could scrub through the timeline here and find that shit. Here it is. Where's it at? Here we go. Look at this shit. Look at this stupid motherfucker here, okay? I'm just gonna call it what it is. Pro Jared, if you happen to be watching it, you are a stupid motherfucker for tweeting this tweet, okay? This is horse shit. They're both making a lot of assumptions and accusations without being able to actually prove anything. Almost like they're presenting the worst and trying to get views off of it. They didn't even bother to reach out to Gerard about it. No due diligence. Chat. Pro Jared didn't watch the videos, okay? Because if Pro Jared had watched the videos, he would know that not only do they have legal fucking tax filings, publicly available tax filings for the...
y'all back at again with another video. So, I had to make a video on this because this is the topic of the night. It's probably going to be a topic for the rest of the week. I just finished live streaming AEW Dynamite, and I was so glad I was able to watch this live on chat. MJF's pipe bomb. That's pretty much what this whole segment was. It was a pipe bomb. And it's so fitting that
Keeping the economy free, a little calm, balanced environment. That's number one. Good future.
Hey, man, let me tell you something, man. You want it, you ask for it, you got it, man. AEW, MJF, pipe bomb. Reaction. Order up. Get your best all your faves? Because I don't pretend to watch New Japan? Because I don't put my opponents on their head? Because I'm not reckless? What is it? Is it because I'm not chasing star ratings, guys? What is it? How could I possibly be the best? Well, newsflash, I am the best! I'm the best in the world!
Oh, I knew he was just gonna take his whole tagline.
And unlike all those boys, I don't gotta do a bunch of bullshit to get you there. I am a generation of talent, and you people instinctively take me for granted. But it's not just you. It's the big man in the back, too.
You do that, of course. You don't know this shit. You fall back.
Something you never want you to know.
I'm pretty good at what he's talking about.
Who the second biggest winning revenge draw is in this entire company? No, you wish. It's me! It's me! And if you don't believe me, do me a favor. Ask that boy Tony in the back, see what he's got to say. But whatever you do, don't ask him to reach into his pockets and pay the man who's been busting his ass for him since day one. No. Make sure he hoards all that money. Make sure he hoards all that money so he can give it to all the new ex-WWE guys we keep bringing in. Ow!
You're one of them too. You're one of them too. You might have been a security guard, but you were one of them too. He cannot pretend like he did not try WWE first and did not make it.
Fair enough.
Let's not be uneducated.
Hey, boss! Would you treat me better if I was an ex-WWE?
You are! You just want a star!
We will put that background there.
Here's the problem with you, boss. You got a position of power in a wrestling company when your position you should be assuming is behind the guardrail with all of them. I don't want to wait for it, but you don't listen to me. So allow me to make it a little bit easier for you. Tony, I want you to fire me. Tony, don't tell me down, you piece of shit. Shut your mouth. Look at me, Tony. Look at me. I want you to fire me. You. Fire me. even had tryout matches before the shows proceedings tonight. You then had us up against random opponents. We were put in a single file line, and my match was set to go on second. And the first match gets in the ring, two young dreamers. And the onlookers were as follows: Arn Anderson, Steve Malenko, Alan Pierce, and Will Regal. They then locked up, and Steve Malenko rang the bell and he said, "Get out." The pressure was on, man, and it was my turn. I was shaking like a leaf. I got in that ring, but I knew I wasn't fighting for a contract. I was fighting for my life. Just make no mistake about it. Will, professional wrestling is my life. After the match was over, I was soaking wet. I was victorious, and every single one of you looked at me like I had 8 heads. And then you pulled me away from the group and you said, "Follow me." And you brought me to a separate room where it was just the two of us. And you said, "Kid, you got 3 minutes to sell yourself to me. Go." And boy, did I. And by the time I was done talking, your jaw was on the floor, wasn't it? And then you picked it up, and I'll never forget what you said to me. You said, "I'm going to get you a job here today." And then I realized in that moment, I did it. I was no longer going to be looked at by all the naysayers as a 5'0" ABC little 2 boy. No, no, I was going to be a superstar. I had done it. My dream was about to be accomplished. And then with a crooked grin, you said, "How old are you, kid?" And I said, 19 years old, sir. And you looked at me and you said, "Kid, I'm sorry, but you're much too young." My heart stopped and I screamed about it, and that fell asleep. You resuscitated me with your version of hope. You said to me, "Kid, I don't like to put my name on many people, but when I do, they get jobs here. The list is small, but the list is as follows: Claudio Castagnoli, Claudio Dickinson, Cincinnati Joe, John Moxley." And kid, here's what I want. I see something in you. When you become of age, I will personally put my name on you, but until then, I want you to go home. I want you to work your ass off, and every single month, I want you to send me a match and a promo. So I went home, didn't I, Will? And I busted my ass. Month 1, you respond to me, Maxwell. Thank you so much. I look forward to reviewing your progress. Month 2, Maxwell. Thank you so much. I look forward to reviewing your progress. And month 3. Month 3 came along. And you told me to send you a match and a promo every month. Month 3 comes along, and you sent me a promo that I saved to my phone to this day. You sent me a promo. You sent me a promo. You sent me a promo that I have read. Moxley. And kid, here's what I want. I see something in you. When you become of age, I will personally put my name on you, but until then, I want you to go home. I want you to work your ass off, and every single month, I want you to send me a match and a promo. So I went home, didn't I, Will? And I busted my ass. Month 1, you respond to me, Maxwell. Thank you so much. I look forward to reviewing your progress. Month 2, Maxwell. Thank you so much. I look forward to reviewing your progress. And month 3. Month 3 came along. When you told me to send you a match and a promo every month, month 3 comes along.
Human, you are, hold on, incredible. And it's health that helps you see how epic you can be. Live better with Medibank. Yes, things have never been so sweet. It's why we get under your skin. This intelligent multi kills crawling and flying insects and protects their surfaces for up to 1 week.
Oh man, someone slapped you in the face with some papers, some paperwork. What? And that someone is Brock Lesnar, you know this. What's your job? We're back at it again with another video, so we're gonna check out funny. I'm okay with that. So we're gonna check. I'm gonna check it out on my Facebook page. Oh man, I can only imagine how Doug would feel if he's watching this. He would probably feel betrayed. But we're gonna check this out. Appreciate all the love and support. Let's get right to this one. Brock has some funny moments, so let's check this out. Oh yeah.
Legitimately one of the toughest guys in WWE. His tournament is usually pretty serious. Lesnar does have a humor side to him. Especially the next Rock creates some pretty funny moments, and we're gonna rank them. Starting with, in 2013, CM Punk challenged Brock Lesnar to a match. Tournament, who's gonna have a heart-to-heart? Oh, but this was Brock Lesnar we're talking about.
I don't give a fuck, kid. That is
Yeah, I'm going to hold the laughing on a man trying to provide for
he's being so crazy out of here, bro.
After winning the 2015 Royal Rumble, Roman Reigns was prepared to take on Brock Lesnar for the first time. The setting couldn't have been bigger, as they not only competed at WrestleMania, but they were also wrestlers in the main event. As soon as the match started,
dropped in the PC era, especially back in 2015, when the company was more careful about these things. What also makes this funny is the fact that Brock took the time to diss his opponent. Like an RKO, the line came from out of nowhere, but it'll definitely be staying around.
And it got over. As soon as he said that, it just, they turned that into some merchandise, and it just went crazy.
They were all wrestlers in the main event. As soon as the match started, Brock Lesnar easily dominated Reigns. The Beast was seeing all the signature moves, including German suplexes. This led to Lesnar saying his now iconic line.
Yeah, Suplex City.
It's always amusing hearing a swear word get dropped in the PC era, especially back in 2015, when the company was more careful about these things. What also makes this funny is the fact that Brock took the time to diss his opponent. Like an RKO, the line came from out of nowhere, but it'll definitely be staying around.
And it got over. As soon as he said that, it just, they turned that into some merchandise, and it just went crazy, man.
For years to come. In 2019, Lesnar shocked everyone by entering the Money in the Bank ladder match and winning the briefcase. Up to his second surprise win, Seth Rollins tried to get Brock Lesnar to cash in his Money in the Bank contract right then and there, and Lesnar was ready to do it. Before the Beast could make a decision, Paul Heyman read the actual Money in the Bank contract, which states that it's good for 1 year. Apparently, this was news to Brock Lesnar. Surprise win, Seth Rollins tried to get Brock Lesnar to cash in his Money in the Bank contract right then and there, and Lesnar was ready to do it. Before the Beast could make a decision, Paul Heyman read the actual Money in the Bank contract, which states that it's good for 1 year. Apparently, this was news to Brock Lesnar.
Oh, imagine someone slap you in the face.
Good for 1 year. Apparently, this was news to Brock Lesnar.
Oh, imagine someone slap you in the face with some paperwork. What? Someone is Brock Lesnar. What you gonna do? Let me know down below what y'all doing. Y'all just gonna take that abuse, if you gonna run the fade with him. Run the fade with Brock Lesnar.
Brock grabbing the papers and slapping Heyman with the contract was so unexpected. What made it really funny, though, was Heyman's reaction to the whole thing. Heyman does bring up a good point. How did Brock Lesnar not know how the Money in the Bank contract?
Yeah, how did you not know?
Either way, it's still a great moment. Lesnar was pushed to the moon after defeating The Undertaker at WrestleMania.
Crazy
Something
moment.
people thought would never happen, or shouldn't have happened.
Yeah.
There were a lot of emotions, so when the Beast and the Dead Man had a rematch at the 2015 SummerSlam, it was pretty tense. After the bell rang, the match was extremely brutal.
Yeah.
Even getting busted open.
This shit was
After taking the
fantastic.
record of Tombstone Piledriver, both men lay lifeless on the mat.
One of the most infamous moments in SummerSlam history. This was so great. The sit-up moment when they both started laughing at each other, fantastic.
Rock was the first to get up, and the Beast was actually laughing. Undertaker rose next, and he too was chuckling. After they got back to fighting, it was just such a random and hilarious moment in an otherwise serious match. Well, besides Lesnar giving Undertaker a finger while he was choked out, that was pretty funny too. After winning his second WWE Championship in 2003, Brock Lesnar's first challenger was John Cena.
Oh,
the two
John.
had a backlash with Lesnar reigning supreme. While Brock's hand would be raised, his belt would fall, literally. On the following episode of SmackDown, Lesnar is making his entrance like normal, when the WWE Championship fell from his waist. What made it even more funny was, at the time, Brock was still the dominant NCAA Monster Champion, so seeing something like this gave everyone a little laugh.
Yeah.
Funny enough, WWE has just edited this out of the episode and showed a different shot of Brock. While WWE may want us to forget, something this funny will always be remembered. Brock Lesnar was just on comedy hot streak in 2019. The night after Money in the Bank, Lesnar celebrated victory in his own unique way. While exiting the ring, the Beast put the briefcase on his shoulder and pretended it was a boombox. That was kind of funny, but the next week, Brock Lesnar took it a step further.
Oh yeah, he came out there with the boombox.
Brock turned his Money in the Bank briefcase.
The Australian First Nations Voice of Parliament elections is being held on Saturday, 16th March 2024. The Australian Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islanders can take part, but must be on the electoral roll. To enrol and update details, head to savoiceelection.sa.gov.au.
Into a boombox and started dancing. But the main thing is
This was a real thing. I watched it, I was like, oh Lord Jesus, oh my God, somebody uses this and just, oh boy, this is gonna be great.
actually not a half bad dancer. He was hilarious, especially since some of these had positioned Lesnar as one of the strongest wrestlers on the roster. But they allowed him to go out there and be a complete goofball. Well, it was really fun. He retired at Extreme Rules when Brock cashed in on Seth Rollins. After Brock Lesnar defeated Kurt Angle at WrestleMania 19 for the WWE Championship, the Olympic gold medalist formed something of a competitive friendship with Brock Lesnar. The two were backstage when a young woman walked by.
Hey, how you doing? She was talking to me. Yeah, she was.
The two argued over who the lady was talking to and referenced their accomplishments for proof. After their argument ended, Angle approached the woman, only for Brock to slap her on the back, causing milk to spill all over the ring. The two appeared again and decided to see who was better by competing in a push-up contest. Right before Brock started, Lesnar made a joke that was so funny it caused Angle to break character.
So this is what's going at your level.
This whole backstage segment was fun to watch. Kurt and Brock played off each other really well. This helped show how versatile Lesnar was.
Yeah, the thing about Brock is, especially if you guys have seen the former version of Brock, this is probably the most fun it looks like we've seen on him on camera. Like, he's one of those guys, he has to, like, want to do it. He has to be comfortable in what he's doing for it to come off organic or whatnot. Because I've seen an interview with him on, what podcast, Pat McAfee show, he was pretty much talking about, he's not really like a big sociable person, so crowds do kind of make him feel uneasy and stuff like that. But it's crazy seeing in our interview how funny he was. He was just funny as hell. And now seeing it on TV, on his recent run, you would think you would want to see more of that, or you would think you didn't know Brock had that type of humorous side. So it's cool to see those shades of Brock come out every now and then, especially as of late. It made his character quite impressive. I know Doug will probably lose his mind if he ever heard such things come out of my mouth.
I'm surprised that Brock Lesnar doesn't talk much, and there's a reason for that. Since coming back to WWE in 2012, Brock occasionally goes from sounding like a beat to an intense study.
Yeah.
It's pretty obvious reasons. The beat Brock Lesnar is beating someone senseless, and then he goes. It's not just when he's fighting a leader. Brock Lesnar's voice cracks even happens when he's on the mic.
What? Do that?
He's just plain hilarious. What makes it even...
Will probably use his mind if he ever heard such things come out of my mouth.
I'm surprised that Brock Lesnar doesn't talk much, and there's a reason for that. Since coming back to WWE in 2012, Brock occasionally goes from sounding like a beat to an intense study.
Yeah.
It's It's hilarious for pretty obvious reasons. But these Brock Lesnar is pretty senseless, and then he goes, it's not just when he's fighting either. Brock Lesnar's voice crack even happens when he's on the mic. These moments are just plain hilarious. And what makes it even better is the fun band with Brock's voice pickups. In the lead up to his match at No Way Out against Correr, Brock Lesnar decided to get under his opponent's skin in the most hilarious way possible. Lesnar brought out a mariachi band and walked to the ring. Brock Lesnar dancing with a big sombrero on his head is unbelievable. What makes it even better is Lesnar's huge, cheesy smile across his face. He even puts his promo while wearing the hat. How can you not chuckle at seeing this? Brock did this moment. It looks like he's having the time of his life as he dances to the music and conducts the band. Eddie Guerrero eventually ran out. But this is the funniest thing Brock Lesnar has ever done. To keep the laugh going, watch the top 10 most embarrassing visits.
Brock, man, when he wants to do something and he feels like it's something that he can do comfortably, you can tell he's gonna have a good time. I enjoy Farmer Brock. Farmer Brock is quite hilarious. There are reports that he's supposed to come back, I believe, for WrestleMania season. There are reports that he may face Bobby Lashley again. Hopefully they do Bobby Lashley just. Don't know if I want to see that match again, but it'll be interesting to see what happens if he does get involved. Just keep him away from the damn title scene. Please. That's all I ask. No more. Please, no more title shots for a very long time. Actually, no more. No more. So, well, comment down below. Let me know. What's your favorite Brock Lesnar funny moment? You can go even recent from Farmer Brock. Let me know down below. And I appreciate all the love and support. Road to 100. Appreciate y'all keeping with me. See y'all next. Peace. Sorry, gentlemen. I had to check this out.
By the RDA. For 15 years, they took me from my world. Now, I must reconnect with my people. Except for Pandora. I am nothing. Avatar from Spirit of Pandora, available December 7th.
Remote hovers around 1,000 folks, and they all use Notion. We recently switched from Asana to Notion, and that gave us a cost savings of over $485,000 a year, and that's an amazing amount of cost avoidance. It's one thing to have the information, it's something to know where that information is, and then to know that information is accurate. With Q&A, you just have to ask for what you want. Anything that improves your ability to find something quickly, adds value, it has changed the way I do my work in Notion every day.
To live up to as Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. It has some enormous shoes to fill because the two games that preceded it were classics, but it not only met expectations, it blew them away. Set in the early 90s in a city full of gangs and drugs, Grand Theft Auto is an epic game with storytelling and action that makes it a masterpiece. Rockstar Games has done it again. Ladies and gentlemen, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas.
Couldn't have put it better myself, Tony Hawk. Here we are, the final part of the original GTA trilogy. Sure hope I come up with a more creative title than San Andreas 18 years later. After the back-to-back successes of GTA 3 and Vice City, to say there was a lot of hype surrounding San Andreas would be an understatement. The 2-year gap between it and Vice City created tons of discussions and rumors about what this new game was going to be like. It was all anyone I knew would talk about, and around this time, I finally got a computer with internet access. So I was on gaming forums, trying to find out anything I could about the game. Then the trailers were released, building up even more hype. You had a bigger world to explore, with different cities, small towns, and tons of countryside. Not limited to just land either, as you can now swim and explore underwater. For the first time, your character was now customizable, being able to change his hairstyle, facial hair, tattoos, clothing, and more. And the game even added some pseudo-RPG elements. The story and setting was influenced by hood movies from the late 80s and early 90s. The soundtrack now leaning heavily into rap and hip-hop. Not for everyone, I know, but if you were in high school during the mid-2000s, you know every kid was suddenly about 50 Cent, G-Unit, and Eminem, swearing up and down they were OGs who grew up on Tupac and Biggie Smalls. Then finally, in
There's
all of the criticism, there was advertisers. We talked about buying up today. You don't advertise. You don't want them to advertise? No. What was that trip like? And obviously, you know that there's a public perception that, and you're clarifying this now, but there's a public perception that that was part of a apology tour, if you will. That this had been said online, there was all of the criticism, there was advertisers leaving, we talked about buying up today.
No, hold on. So he said that when he was going to different places speaking, people were saying that he was on an apology tour because advertisers was leaving. And now we're about to hear what Elon Musk has to say about it.
That was part of a apology tour, if you will. That this had been said online, there was all of the criticism, there was advertisers leaving, we talked about buying up today. You don't advertise. You don't want them to advertise? No. What do you mean? If somebody's going to try to blackmail me with advertising, blackmail me with money, so.
Listen to the audience. Guys, please do me a favor. Listen to the audience. The audience is not laughing. They smirked a little bit, but they was more likely, they shut down like, did he really say that? Did he really just say that? Yes, he really just said that. We're going to talk about it.
But go yourself.
Now they think it's hilarious.
Is that fair?
Look at the host.
Hey, Bob. Share the audience.
Who is Bob? When he said, hey, Bob, who is he talking about? Hey, Bob, if you're in the audience.
Well, let me ask you then. That's how I feel.
Look at his face. Hey, look at the host face. The host don't know what to say after that.
How do you think about the economics of X? If part of the underlying model, at least today, and maybe it needs to shift, maybe the answer is it needs to shift away from advertising. If you believe that this is the one part of your business where you will be beholden to those who have this view, what do you do? Why?
He gave it a daggone acronym. GFY. Okay? I'm not going to say it outright again because maybe I'm assuming that you probably had to beat that out, and I don't want to mess up your advertising money, but this is me. And I got to go F yourself money. He has F you money. He can say that. He can, and we're going to talk about it.
But go yourself.
Now,
there was advertisers leaving, we talked about buying up today.
No, hold on. So he said that when he was going to different places speaking, people were saying that he was on an apology tour because advertisers was leaving. And now we're about to hear what Elon Musk has to say about it.
That was part of a apology tour, if you will. This had been said online, there was all of the criticism, there was advertisers leaving, we talked about buying up today. You don't advertise. You don't want them to advertise? No. What do you mean? If somebody's going to try to blackmail me with advertising, blackmail me with money, so.
Listen to the audience. Guys, please do me a favor. Listen to the audience. The audience is not laughing. They smirked a little bit, but they was more likely, they shut down like, did he really say that? Did he really just say that? Yes, he really just said that. We're going to talk about it.
But go yourself.
Now they think it's hilarious.
Is that fair?
Look at the host.
Hey, Bob. Share the audience.
Who is, when he said, hey, Bob, who is he talking about? Hey, Bob, you're in the audience.
Well, let me ask you then. That's how I feel.
Look at his face. Hey, look at the host face. The host don't know what to say after that.
How do you think about the economics of X? If part of the underlying model, at least today, and maybe it needs to shift, maybe the answer is it needs to shift away from advertising. If you believe that this is the one part of your business where you will be beholden to those who have this view, what do you do?
again because maybe I'm assuming that you probably had to beat that out, and I don't want to mess up your advertising money, but this is me, and I got go F yourself money. He has FU money. He can say that. He can, Elon Musk, he can say that. Oh, you're an advertiser that you won't advertise on my videos, you won't advertise on Twitter because of censorship, because there's things that I won't say, there's things that I do say and I won't stop saying, so you are going to pull your money back? Okay, I'm going to show you what FU money is. Go F yourself. GFY. All right? I'm sorry, you said GFY. I want to people are going to GFY, man. GFY. But that's it. He has FU money. And he's not beholden. You heard how the guy asked him a question. He's not beholden to anyone. And that's one thing that I do respect about the guy. All right? I do respect that about the guy.
I understand that there's a reality too.
Well, he said there's a reality too. Bruh, the reality is we know how powerful advertisers are. We know how powerful the mighty is. He know that, but his reality is not your reality. Like, people are always going to try to count your money and count and look in your pocketbook and try to count what's in there and figure out your way of doing business. And he's probably thinking the guy that's doing the interview right now, he said, but we need to talk about reality right now. Elon Musk's reality is not your reality, bro. Like, his reality is GFY. We gonna be all right. Your reality is, but we're talking about the big spenders. I mean, isn't that what keeps the platform going? I mean, the big spenders is what keep the platform going. You don't want to ruin that. Do you want to back out of it? I mean, I'm giving you an opportunity here. Go ahead and back out of it. Say that you was playing. Say that you didn't mean it. Say something else. I mean, we're talking about these big businesses here. Censor yourself. For the love of God, censor yourself. Elon Musk is like, nah, I got FU money. Why have FU money if I can't say FU to some businesses? I'm trying to have a censorship-free platform. Whether he does or not, I don't know because I'm not all that much into his business. But at the end of the day, if you have FU money, then sometimes you're going to exercise that ability to say exactly what he's saying. And this guy right here, I don't know this guy's name, Andrew Ross Sorkin, is that his name? That's interviewing him right now? Or no? Maybe not. I don't know. But, nah, he's trying to get him to say something that he's not going to say. Right?
Thank you so much for this landfill diverting emissions limiting local community supporting tugboat weather. I love it.
A lot of people do want to know what everyday life with an EV looks like.
Yes, no. I mean, Wendy Occarino's right here, and she's got to sell advertising. Absolutely. So, actually, what this advertising boycott is going to do is going to kill the company. And you think that and the whole world will know that those advertisers killed the company, and we'll document it in great detail. But those advertisers, I imagine, are going to say, we didn't kill the company. Oh, yeah. They're going to say, tell to Earth. But they're going to say, Elon, that you killed the company because you said these things, and that they were inappropriate things, and that they didn't feel comfortable on the platform, right? Let's see how Earth responds to that. So, okay, then this goes back to... We'll both make our cases, right, and we'll see what the outcome is. What are the economics of that for you? I mean, you have enormous resources, so you can actually keep this company going for a very long time. Would you keep it going for a long time if there was no advertising?
I mean, if the company fails, the
advertisers boycott. It will fail because of an advertiser's boycott. And that will be what bankrupts the company, and that's what everybody will know.
Now, what he's saying is, I mean, since it's so public, he said, look, they are taking their position, and I'm taking mine. And if my platform falls by their hands because they are pulling their money away, then so be it. But I'm not going to play their game. And this man that's sitting across from him don't understand the man talk. He said, oh, wait a minute, just so we clear. So you are saying that you are fine with your company failing. Bro, can we save this? Like, can we do something about this? Because you're talking about your company is going to fail. And you are saying, look, it's public, man. It's public. If they pull their money and the company fails, we all know why the company fails. But this is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that a whole bunch of other companies are going to step up and say, you know what? I like this guy. I like this place. I like being on a censorship-free platform. Some companies will do that. And guess what? They will still be able to receive monetization. They will be able to get a whole bunch of money from the people that's on the platform. It's just the companies have a right to decide to pull out of any type of agreement for whatever reason they want to. Then so be it. Just like he has a right to say, all right, fine. Then I won't do business with you. What do you want to do? See, this is the bully pulpit. This is how people try to bully you into submission. They try to bully you to do what they want you to do. And this is your business. This is your company. That's why sometimes, and I feel bad about, what happened during segregation and all that other stuff, whites only restaurants and whites only fountains and whatnot. I'm glad that no longer exists. But check this out. If I go to a company, right? If I go to any type of company, any type of business, and I'm not welcome there, then I just won't go. Period. Okay, this is what you want? All right, I won't go. But guess what? I have a right as a consumer, and they have a right as a business owner to run their business exactly the way that they want to. That's not my business. It's not my company. He can say that, well, we're not serving black people here, so sorry. And guess what? You got the right to say that, and I got the right to not ever go there again. But what I'm not going to do is pick up a daggone bullhorn and try to get the news out there and say, this company won't let me eat here because they racist, and everybody should stop eating here. We need to shut this company down because they won't. No, that company has the right to do that. I have a right as a consumer not to shop there. So if the advertisers want to walk away because of whatever reason they want to walk away from, sayonara, arrivederci, ciao bella. I know what I thought I had, dog. Even though they got to play their games they don't want to, he literally has FU money. The dude, he took over Twitter and fired more than half of the staff, and is still running just as good as it was when he fired everybody. He's okay, and it's subscription based. He's actually bringing in money now. I'm just saying. So, he's just, look at his face. The dude's okay. He's like, okay, if it falls, it falls. It is what it is. It happens. He's not tripping. That's the face of somebody who's not tripping. Look at his face, man. He's not tripping.
What do you think then of the idea of trust, though? Then it'll be gone. And it'll be gone because of an advertising boycott.
But you recognize that some of those people are going to say that they didn't feel comfortable on the platform. And I just wonder and ask you, and think about that.
Tell us to the judge.
But the judge is going to be...
The judge is the public.
Hey, there you go. All opinions expressed in this and the opinions of blah, 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 parent company and affiliates or the companies with which the show participants are affiliated and may have been previously disseminated by them. The show participants, why is it they got to show this? I personally don't think it's that serious. But guess what? I'm not a billionaire. I'm not a billionaire, you know what I mean? Feel free to do your thing. Feel free to do your thing. It is
Please welcome Andrew Ross Sorkin and his guest, CEO of Tesla, CEO of SpaceX, Chief Engineer and CTO of X, Elon Musk.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you so much for being with us throughout the day. And I couldn't be more pleased to sit with Elon Musk as our final interview of this remarkable time we've all had together. He doesn't need much of an introduction, but I want to say a couple things. He's the richest person in the world, will very well be the most consequential individual in the world right now. He runs the most innovative companies in the world, Tesla, SpaceX, Starlink, which is part of that, Neuralink, the Boring Company, X, and his X.AI. And he's disrupted each of these lanes. He's moved at breakneck speed, but he's faced some controversy in the process. He joins us today following a visit, as you all know, discussed earlier, on Monday to Israel, where he met with the Prime Minister there, the President of Israel, and we're going to talk about everything. And my hope is that we can talk about how he thinks, about his influence, about his power, about all of it. And we're going to talk about innovations and everything else. I want to say just two other things real quick. We met each other for the first time 16 years ago. Yeah, long time. It's been a long time. And when we first met, I think you were about to deliver your first Roadster. I don't think you had yet. Larry Page was still waiting. Yeah, to get like 2007, 2008. And I remember it was 2008. I remember going back to the newsroom and saying, I think I just met the next Steve Jobs. And I'm going to hold to that. Okay. I'm going to hold to that. But a lot happened between when I first met you and now. You came to deal with... It's been boring, that's for sure. Take me back to a boring company. 2012, you came to Dealbook and sat on this stage, and we're thrilled to have you back. But there's been so much that happened between now and then, and there's been so much that's happened in the past week and a half. And a lot of folks, I want to tell you this. A lot of folks called me up and said, you really going to host Elon Musk here? Can you believe what he just said on Twitter? On X. Yeah. No idea what this Twitter is you're talking about. Should you platform him? That's what they said. Yeah. Should you platform him? And I said that I think that it's our role, and I know you have issues with journalists. I have a platform. I know you have issues with journalists oftentimes, but I said it's our role to have conversations and to inquire and to sometimes even interrogate ideas. And I'm hoping we can do that. So I want to start just so we can begin this conversation and just level set. Take us through everything that happened, if you could. Everything? No, over the past week and a half. How long have you got? We've got the time. Okay. You send out a post or a X or a tweet. I don't know whatever. Yeah. I'm trying to say when things were just 140 characters, it made sense to call a tweet. Because like there was much movement and everything, but when the point at which you put like 3-hour videos on it, it's like it's a very long tweet. So here we are. It's more descriptive, I think. And at some point, I don't know where did you work, but you write in responding to another tweet. Yes. This is the actual truth, and it set off a firestorm of criticism all the way to the White House. Right. And then you make this trip to Israel with advertisers who got your platforms. People calling. Well, the trip to Israel was independent of it wasn't some like apology tour. Want to be clear? That was. Let's talk about that. So just take us back to the moment at which you write that. Trip to Israel was independent of. It wasn't like in response to that at all. Well, we'll do Israel in just a moment. I have no problem making it. By the way, I hear it away. Well, but you know what? Let's go straight to that thing for a second. Sure. Because there is an idea, you could say that you don't really weakness to want to be liked. A real weakness. And I do not have that. Well, let me ask you this then. There's a difference between saying I don't care if anyone likes me or they hate me. Yeah. But given your power and given what you have amassed and the importance you have,
think maybe you don't need to be liked or hated, but trusted matters. If X is going to become a financial platform where people are going to put their money, where the government's going to give you money for rockets, where people are going to get into the cars, they need to ultimately decide that you are, maybe they don't have to say they love you, but that you are ultimately a decent and good human being.
Yes, I think I am, but I'm certainly not going to do some sort of tap dance to prove to people that I am. So as for trust, I think you break that down in a few ways. If you want satellites sent to orbit reliably, SpaceX will do 80% of all NASA orbit this year. China will do 12%. The rest of the world will do 8%. That includes going off even everyone else. So track record of the rocket is the best by far of anything. You could hate my guts next. You could not trust me. It is relevant. The rocket track record speaks for itself. With respect to Tesla, we make the best cars. Whether you hate me, like me, or indifferent, do you want the best car or do you not want the best car? So I will certainly not pander. And Jonathan, the only reason I'm here is because you were a friend. What was my speaking fee?
You're not making any. First of all, I'm Andrew. But yeah, sorry, it's okay. Second of all, we've known each other for a very long time.
Yes.
And listen,
what I'm trying to illustrate is that sometimes I say the wrong thing.
I think there are a lot of people who are tired, but let me go back.
You should hear the sketches that SNL wouldn't post, by the way. Those are really good.
And I would say, unfortunately, or fortunately or unfortunately, whatever friendship we have is not great. We don't talk to each other that much. But let me ask you this.
That's true. Where am I? That's a phone call. Yeah. The point is, I'm here because you're a friend, not because I'm being paid or because I need any validation or anything. It's that we've been friends for 15 years, and I promised you I'd be here, and that's why I'm here.
Well, I appreciate you being here. Let me ask you this then. Let's just go at it. Just tell me what happened. You write this tweet that says that this is the actual truth. People read that tweet.
Yes.
And they say Elon Musk is an anti-Semite. That he's riling up this base. You're hearing it from, as I said, the White House. You're hearing it from Jewish groups all over. I think Jonathan Greenblatt and you're going to be honest here. There's lots of people who say this. And by the way, not just that.
Did you read the whole thing?
I did, and that's what I want to ask you about.
Excuse me? I said more.
More responses?
Yeah, I said more than what you just read.
Yes, no, there was absolutely more.
Yes.
But I tell you the thing that struck me. It wasn't, and I'm an American Jew, it wasn't just the people who had that view. It was actually people who really are anti-Semites. Who said, oh my goodness, go Elon, this is fabulous. And that actually was the thing that really set me back. I said to myself, what's going on here? And I want to know how you felt about that in that moment when you saw all of this happening.
Yeah. Well, first of all, I did clarify almost immediately what I meant. I would say that was, if I could go back and say, I should, in retrospect, not have replied to that particular person, and I should have written in greater length as to what I meant. I did subsequently clarify in replies, but those clarifications were ignored by the media, and essentially I handed a loaded gun to those who hate me, and arguably to those who are anti-Semitic. For that, I'm quite sorry. That was not my intention. So I did, post on my primary timeline to be absolutely clear that I'm not anti-Semitic, and that I, in fact, if anything, am philo-Semitic. And the trip to Israel was before any of that happened. It was neither here nor there. You see this thing? Mm-hmm. You know what it is?
I do, because I actually followed your entire trip to Israel.
Right.
What do you tell me?
This says, bring them home.
given to me by the parents of one of my hostages. And I said I would wear it as long as there was a hostage story remaining. And I have.
What was that trip like? And obviously, you know that there's a public perception that, and you're clarifying this now, but there's a public perception that that was part of a apology tour, if you will. That this had been said online, there was all of the criticism, there was advertisers, we even talked to Bob Iger.
I don't think so. You know, those advertisers.
You don't want them to advertise?
No.
What do you mean?
If somebody's going to try to blackmail me with advertising, blackmail me with money, go fuck yourself. But go fuck yourself. Is that fair? I hope it is. Hey, Bob, if you're in the audience.
Well, let me ask you then.
That's how I feel. About advertising.
How do you think then about the economics of us? If part of the underlying model, at least today, and maybe it needs to shift, maybe the answer is it needs to shift away from advertising. If you believe that this is the one part of your business where you will be beholden to those who have this view, what do you do?
Why?
I understand that there's a reality too, right?
Yes, no.
I mean, Lindsay Appolino's right here, and she's got to tell advertising.
Absolutely. So, totally. Actually, what this advertising boycott is going to do is going to kill a company.
And you think that
and the whole world will know that those advertisers killed the company, and we will document it in great detail.
But those advertisers, I imagine, are going to say, they're going to say, we didn't kill the company.
Oh yeah.
They're going to say,
tell it to Earth.
But they're going to say, Elon, that you killed the company because you said these things, and that they were inappropriate things, and that they didn't feel comfortable on the platform, right? That's what I understand.
And let's see how Earth responds to that.
Okay, then this goes back.
We'll both make our cases,
right?
And we'll see what the outcome is.
What are the economics of that for you? I mean, you have enormous resources, so you can actually keep this company going for a very long time. Would you keep it going for a long time if there was no advertising?
I mean, if the company fails because of an advertising boycott, it will fail because of an advertising boycott. And that will be what backs up the company, and that's what everybody else will know.
What do you think then of the idea? This goes back to the idea of trust, though.
Then it'll be gone. And it'll be gone because of an advertising boycott.
But you recognize that some of those people are going to say that they didn't feel comfortable on the platform. And I just wonder and ask you to think about that for a
second. Tell it to the judge.
But the judge is going to be...
The judge is the public.
And you think that the public is going to say that Disney is making a mistake?
Yes.
And they're going to boycott Disney?
They already are.
Well, there are some that are for lots of different reasons. But you think that this is going to... that you have this goes back to the interesting of power and leverage.
Let the chips fall where they may. Let the chips fall where they may.
Can I ask why that is the approach? And I ask it because you've been you've been very particular about the approach to Tesla. When you think about the engineering involved in that, the approach to SpaceX, the approach to some of the stuff you're doing with AI has been very specific, right? There's not a let the chips fall where they may approach to those businesses. I don't think.
No, we're focused on making the best products. And Tesla's gotten to where it's gotten with no advertising at all.
I understand that.
Tesla currently sells twice as much in terms of electric vehicles as the rest of electric car makers in the United States combined. Tesla has done more to help the environment than all other companies combined. It would be fair to say that, therefore, as a leader of the company, I've done more for the environment than everyone else, any single human on Earth.
How do you feel about that?
Yeah, absolutely.
No, I feel about that. Yeah, no, I'm asking you personally how you feel about that, because we're talking about power and influence, and
I'm saying what I care about is the reality of goodness, not the perception of it. And what I see all over the place is people who care about looking good while doing evil. Fuck that. And I know you want to make X this fabulous town square free speech platform, but that unto itself, that has created such a distraction of all of these things. This is the conversation we're having. We're not focused, we're not talking at least yet, and we will, on Tesla, the other Cybertruck delivers tomorrow, and everything else you're doing. But
yes, it will be the biggest product launch of anything by far on Earth this year.
It's any part of you, though, that just says, you know what, I just shouldn't have done this, or maybe I should sell it, or give it away, or do something else. With the X piece of it.
Yeah.
Given the propensity for some of the things that you do and say on that platform to create these issues.
Yeah. Of all the posts I've done on the platform, I think there might be 30,000 or something like that. Right. Once in a while, I'll say something foolish. And I have. And I'll certainly exploit that, as you said, the actual truth, among perhaps one of the most foolish, if not the most foolish thing I've ever done on the platform. And I did do my best to clarify afterwards that, I certainly don't mean anything actually in that. The nature of the criticism was simply that the Jewish people have been persecuted for thousands of years. There is a natural affinity, therefore, for persecuted groups. This has led to the funding of organizations that essentially promote any persecuted group or any group with the perception of persecution. This includes radical Islamic groups. Everyone here has seen the massive demonstrations for Hamas in every major city in the West. That should be jarring. Well, a number of those organizations receive funding from prominent people in the Jewish community. They didn't expect that to happen. But if you generically, without condition, sort of fund, if you fund persecuted groups, in general, some of those persecuted groups, unfortunately, want your annihilation. And what I meant by that, when I subsequently clarified, is that it's unwise to fund organizations that support groups that want your annihilation. Is this coming across clearly?
Yeah. My question to you, though,
I think logically this makes a lot of sense.
is there any part of you, just tell me what happens, though, once all this happens?
Let's say you fund a group, and that group supports Hamas. Who wants you to die? Perhaps you should not fund them.
But you do appreciate that when you wade into these very delicate waters, at these very delicate times, that it can create a real, as it created headlines for the past 2 weeks, and economic impact. I'm just so curious what happened in your brain when you see all this happening. Are you sitting there going, oh my God, I stepped in it, I wish I didn't do that? Are you saying, screw them, I hate these people, why are they after me?
Not all of that. Yeah, all of that. Look, I'm sorry for that credo boast. It was foolish of me. Of the 30,000, it might be literally the worst and dumbest post that I've ever done. And I try to do my best to clarify situations Sunday. But, at least, I think over time it will be obvious that, in fact, far from being anti-Semitic, I'm in fact pro-Semitic. And all the evidence in my track record would support that.
There are people who say crazy things on X, as you know. They're crazy, but they're not.
The aspiration, correct, is to be the global town square. Now, if you were to walk down to, let's say, Times Square,
Right.
Do you occasionally hear people saying crazy things?
Yes, but they're not. But they don't have the megaphone, right? And that's the conundrum. They can only say it to 50 or 100 people that are standing there in Times Square.
They don't have a megaphone. Look, the joke I used to make about old Twitter was it was like
I'm aware that things can get promoted that are negative beyond the sort of circle of somebody simply screaming crazy things in Times Square, which happens all the time. It's actually, it's pretty rare for something, frankly, that is hateful to be promoted. It's not that it never happens, but it's fairly rare. I mean, I would encourage people to look at, for those that use the system, when you look at the sort of the feed that you receive, how often is it hateful? And over time, has it gotten more or less hateful? And I would say that if you look at the X platform today versus a year ago, I think it is actually much better. I mean, what is your personal sense?
Are you surprised?
Wait, I'm just curious.
I use the platform religiously. I admit to being an addict. And I use it for you, and I will say, you know, the problem is, because I'm a journalist, I go looking for stuff.
Well,
I'm just saying. And because I also think the algorithm, for me personally, because I'm looking for stuff, also is feeding me other things.
This is actually a challenge in that like sometimes people will say, like, why is it showing me a post from this person that I hate? And then we're like, well, did you interact a lot with this person that you hate? Well, yes. Well, therefore, it thinks that you want to interact more with this person that you hate. That's like a reasonable, you're kind of wanting to have an argument.
Tweet.
Yeah.
Do you ever post? Let's say post. When you post,
listen, I'm open to, if anyone can come with a better word, that would be great.
When you post, though,
but the least bad word I can think of is post. Sort of.
When you post, though, are you trying to rile up either a base or an audience? Do you recognize the power you have in that? And also, by the way, not just rile up one version of it, but also rile down, which is to say, as I said, there are people who are demonstrably anti-Semitic on right? I get Jew boy things and all sorts of things that come my way.
For a while I thought I was Jewish, so that would, I get it too.
But no, the question is,
my name is Super
do you ever think to yourself, you know what, I'm going to go online and I'm going to say, these people, I condemn these people that are on my site saying these things. Because I think that, you can say, and I send it, but do you ever go,
I said I keep thinking that I literally posted, I condemn anti-Semitism in all its forms. Like, that is a literal post that I made. And I'm like, listen, I can get out the thesaurus if you and we can, let me ask you a different question. You can post it, I'll post it.
Okay, let me ask you this. You were on a podcast about a month ago, and you said something that struck me, and it struck me as accurate, came out of your mouth, so hopefully it is. But I'm hoping to go deep on this.
Just because it came out of my mouth does not mean it's true.
You said my mind is a storm. I don't think most people would want to be me. They may think they want to be me, but they don't know. They don't understand. What did you mean by that? What your mind being a storm? And I think I have known you for quite some time. I think it is a bit of a storm.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, in as much as a way the metaphor makes sense, my mind often feels like a very wild storm. I mean, I have thousands of ideas. I mean, I have more ideas than I could possibly execute. Shortage of ideas. Innovation is not the problem. Execution is the problem. I've got a million ideas. I mean, I've got an entire design for an electric supersonic vertical takeoff jet, but I just can't do that as well. I've had that for 10 years. And there's a million things.
Is your storm a happy storm?
No.
Not a happy storm.
Yeah.
Tell us about that, because I think that actually, when people try to really understand you, I think that there's a lot of this comes from some other place, and I want to talk about that. What do you think that is?
We should be using like a psychiatrist couch or something. degree, I was born this way, and then it was amplified by the difficult childhood, frankly. But I can remember even in happy moments when I did that, it just feels like there's just a rage of forces in my mind constantly. And now this, productively manifests itself in technology and building things, for the most part. So, I think on balance, the output has been very productive. I think the results, as we discussed earlier with SpaceX, Tesla, PayPal, which is still going today. The first internet company that I started, in fact, the first internet company I started with too was funded by a New York Times company, Hearst and Knight Ridder, and we wrote some of the software for the New York Times website, and we helped bring online several hundred newspapers that previously were only in print. Now this was in the 90s, which at this point is like good grandpa that basically. The 90s and the internet feel like a pre-Cambrian era when there were only sponges. Anyway, so I feel like a lot of productive things have been done, and you can also look at Tesla as being sort of many companies in one. Like our supercharging network is, if the Tesla supercharging network were its own company, it would be a Fortune 500 company by itself. Just the supercharging system. We also make cells. We built the power electronics and the powertrain from scratch. We're the most innovative structural design, the largest castings ever used. We have the best manufacturing technology at Tesla, better manufacturing technology than companies that have been doing it for 100 years. So these demons of the mind, are, for the most part, harnessed to productive ends. That doesn't mean that once in a while they, go wrong.
And this is a question I think a lot of people, are always trying to figure out about not just you, but sometimes themselves. Meaning, what is driving all of this? You're doing all of these things. Do you think that you would be as successful, whatever success is, if it wasn't being driven by I think that there's something you're trying to prove, either to yourself or to somebody. I don't know. We're all trying to prove something. I'm trying to prove to my mother. I don't know.
No, if I were to describe my philosophy as a philosophy of curiosity, I did have this existential crisis when I was around 12, about what's the meaning of life. The middle point was, why not just commit suicide? Why exist? I read the religious texts. I read the philosophy books. Especially the philosophy books made me quite depressed, frankly. One should not read Schopenhauer, Nietzsche as a teenager. But then I read Douglas Adams' Projected Guide to the Galaxy, which is a book of philosophy in the form of humor. And the point that Adams was making there was that we don't actually know what questions to ask. That's why he said that, the answer is 42. Basically, Earth's a giant computer, and it came up with the answer 42. But then to actually figure out what the question is, that's the actual hard part. I think this is generally true also in physics. At the point at which you can properly frame the question, the answer is actually the easy part. So my motivation then was that, well, my life is finite, really a fraction of time on the galactic time scale. But if we can expand the scope and scale of consciousness, then we are better able to figure out what questions to ask about the answer that is the universe. And maybe we can find out the meaning of life, or even what questions from, where are we going? Where are the aliens? Are there aliens? You know, these questions, you know, then is there new physics to discover? Or is this on real questions around dark matter and dark energy? And, so the project is to extend life beyond Earth on a sustained basis, so that we can at least pass one of the Fermi great filters, which is that of being a single planet civilization. If we are a single planet civilization, then we are simply waiting around for some extinction event, whether that is man-made or natural. But if you're a single planet civilization, eventually you will, something will happen to that planet and you will die. If you're a multi-planet civilization, you will live much longer. Also, multi-planet civilization that's the natural stepping stone to being a multi-star civilization and being out there among the stars. So, you know, this I think has two. This is not simply a defensive motivation, but it is also one where that, you know, that gives meaning, not search for meaning. But I like this philosophy point, even though it seems rather esoteric, it may resonate with a few people. We must get past this Fermi filter of being a straight filter of being a single planet civilization. And if we do that, we're more likely to understand the nature of the universe and what questions asked. If you believe in a philosophy of curiosity, then I think you should support this ambition. But it's more, being a multi-planet species, it's more than simply, you know, life insurance for life collectively. That's a defensive reason. But I think also that life has to be more than simply solving one sad problem after another. You know, there have to be reasons where you wake up in the morning and you're going to be alive. There have to be reasons that you have to. Why are you excited about the future? What gives you hope? And if you're unsure, ask your kid. And I think the idea of us being a spacefaring civilization and being out there among the stars is incredibly inspiring and exciting and something to look forward to. And there need to be such things in the world.
Let me ask you a different question about confidence. We were having a conversation here earlier about people and where people get their confidence from. Some people have great security. Other people have great confidence. And I was thinking about you because you have a very interesting history where people have told you over and over again that you're wrong.
Well, sometimes they're right.
Well, sometimes they are, but I would say that when it comes to Tesla, when it came to SpaceX, people told you that you were crazy, you're out of your mind, this is never going to happen, it's never going to work. And so what I'm asking you is now, when people say you're wrong, this isn't right, do you look at that and say, you know what, that's like a red flag for me because, you know, I've been told so often that I'm wrong that I know that I know I'm right because I've had that experience. Or are there people in your life when they say, you know what, Elon, this is not right. Do you know what I'm saying?
I mean, I think what you're trying to say is that do I at this point think because I've been right so many times for others that I'm wrong? No, I believe I'm right when I fact I'm wrong.
You do very well. What do you think?
No, I'm right. Yeah, no, look, here's the thing. Physics is unforgiving. Physics is unforgiving. So, I mean, I have, you know, these very little things that I come with, that physics is the law and everything else is a recommendation.
Right.
In the sense that you can break any law made by humans, but try breaking a law made by physics. That's much more wrong results in failure when dealing with physical objects.
But that gives you part. So now you've built these great companies that physically, the physics of them are enormously successful. So successful, arguably, that you have leverage over everybody else, right? Nobody else can do Starlink. Nobody else can get. Nobody else can get the rockets in space yet. Amazon and Jeff Bezos are trying, but they haven't yet.
I hope he does.
You hope he does?
Yeah. I mean, I think, but I actually agree with a lot of Jeff's motivations. I mean, he's, and so, let me put it this way, if there was a button I could press that would delete Blue Origin, I wouldn't press it. So I think it's good that he's spending money on big rockets too. It's just perhaps he spend more time on it, but, it's up to him. I should make a point here. So, nothing any of my companies have done has been to stifle competition. In fact, we've done the opposite. So at Tesla, we have open sourced our patents. Anyone can use our patents for free. How many companies do you know have done that? Can you name one? I can't. At SpaceX, we don't use patents. So I said once in a while we'll file a patent just as some patent falls in cause trouble. But we're not stopping we've done nothing anti-competitive. We've done nothing to stop
I'm not against you at all.
I also clarify for the audience, because some companies have done anti-competitive things. I think the strange thing, or the unusual thing about SpaceX and Tesla is that we've done things that have helped our competition. So at Tesla, we have made our supercharger system open access. We've made our charger technology available for free to the other manufacturers. The reason we don't have chargers